Yo, so it's been a minute since I've made one of these car talking videos, and honestly today I did not plan on making a video at all, let alone one of these. But with some news that I received earlier, I think it was an appropriate time to bring back these talking videos in the car, get very personalized with you guys. You see the title of the video, you know, you guys that can read, right? But for those of my people that either are blind and need to hear what the title of the video is, I'm probably just going to title it Dear Dad. Keep it simple, straight to the point, right? And this one is for my people that can relate to the idea of being abandoned by what should have been a pillar of strength, a ray of light, a strong presence, strong male figure in your life. The absence of your father, the absence of your pops, your dad, whatever you call him, poppy, whatever, I don't know. But, and you guys know me, I'm not too open about my personal affairs, my personal life. You know, I try to keep most of YouTube just YouTube and not make it, you know, extra dramatic and let you guys into too much of my personal life. But I figured this is a relatable topic I could cover real quick with you guys before I head off to work. So, for starters, earlier today, I got news that my father passed away. Yep. I got news earlier today that he cold blued, and they tried to resuscitate him. They tried to bring him back, but he was gone. And so everybody who's been connected to that situation, everybody who cares about that situation, they've been reaching out to me like, hey man, you good? You need anybody to talk to, this, that, and the third. And this is going to sound kind of cold, and maybe some of you guys can relate to this, but the answer was the same each time. It was like, I mean, I'm okay. I'm absolutely okay about it. Emotionally, I'm pretty unfazed. And you probably wondering to yourself, well, how is that even possible, man? I mean, at the same time, I understand he wasn't really in your life, but that's your pops. So how can you feel nothing about your pops losing his life? How can you feel nothing about him dying? And the simple answer I can really get to you guys is that I already let out all my grief over him. And when I did that, I severed my ties to him completely. Whatever emotional connection, whatever mental connection, any sort of grasping at the idea that maybe, just maybe, he'll come back into my life at some point one day, I completely severed that and just accepted that we were two individuals sharing the same space in the world and living in two different worlds at the same time. It's like I tell people, or it's like I've been telling people today, since earlier, you know, it's probably sad for whoever it's sad for, and my heart goes out to them because they're probably more affected about his passing than I am. And I'm truly sorry for their loss. But for me, you see, the last time I cried tears for my father, it was, damn, I think it was like 2011, 2012. It was one of those years, because it was way back in like either second or first year of high school. I was going through a rough patch. I think it was the second year of high school, because that was the year that I really hiccuped, and I had truancy issues. I wasn't coming to school a whole lot. I was acting out. And then my birthday that year, he had called me. He called my mom, and she later came to me and was like, hey, your dad called you, or called for you, and he left you a voicemail. I listened to the voicemail, and, you know, he's singing happy birthday to me. He's talking about how he loves me, how he wants to come see me at some point, this, that, and the third. And after listening to it, I broke down. Not in that very moment, but I immediately got my running shoes, because at that time I was doing track, and all I really knew was running. All I really knew was running away from my issues. All I knew was running to relieve stress, running to feel joy, running to just run and to just get away. And so I put on my running shoes, which were beat to hell at the time. I was not the most taken care of an individual growing up, but I made do with what I had. Put my shoes on and just ran. And I just ran, man. I just ran and ran and ran and ran. It was dark outside. It was like nighttime when I went out, and I just was running and running and running and running and running. Legs, I didn't even feel them. Lungs, I didn't feel them. I was just running, and tears streaming down my face. I'm screaming out loud. People probably driving by, passing by. I'm looking crazy as shit. But it just, in the moment, I didn't care about anything else. I was just letting out everything. After that day, I didn't think about, cry about, or otherwise for my father ever again. The only reason that I even had any mention of him or anything of that nature, any news about him or anything else, is when he went ahead and he was hospitalized because he had a stroke or something, or whatever the situation was. And they had him hospitalized. And then my older brother, who lives down there with him, called me. He was like, hey, man, you know, I know you don't really care too hard. I know he hasn't really been there for you, but Dad's in the hospital, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, okay, well, okay, cool. Just keep me updated. They ended up moving him to another hospital where they could give him better treatment. And then I got the news today. And all of that was broken up and spread out in the span of like months, you know? Like, just one update, two update, and then the third update, which I got tonight, which is that he passed away. That's it. And even now, I don't feel the need to shed tears. I don't feel the need to grieve heavily. Like, if this is my mom, I would lose my fucking mind, right? And you know what's really insane? It's really something when I shed tears. Like, I bawled my eyes out, cried like a bitch over my cat dying. My cat that I had for like 15 years of my life, from when I was a little ass kid to like a year and a half ago. Lost him. He died. He was too old. He had a little kitty stroke, and he couldn't recover from it, and he passed away. Now we had to put him down. He was suffering. I cried like a bitch for him, and yet I have nothing to shed for my father. So I think the moral and to just share some positive about my father, right? From what I hear, the man was one hell of a barber. All right. Every time somebody hears his name, they're like, oh, you're his son? Oh, man, he used to cut my... Oh, man, he was crazy with the clippers. Oh, man. Apparently, he was a fantastic barber. He was a man of great energy for people that knew him. He meant well. I'm sure if he had the opportunity to turn back time, he could have, or he would have. But, you know, reality is often disappointing in the ways that we can't do what we imagine we wanted to do, like turn back time, turn back the clock. And that's why the moral of the story, the moral of this video, before I go ahead and get out of here, 'cause I had to go on the road before I'm late. But the moral of the story is, for all my aspiring young men who wish to be fathers one day, for all of my fathers who are currently fathers now, for all of my soon-to-be fathers, if you already have a significant other, a little shawty in your life that you expecting with, be there for them, man. Be there for them, man. Like, I feel like there's no greater pain, no greater emotional and mental suffering for a father to have to endure than to know that they have a child out there that does not wish to have anything to do with them. And even worse, to have a child that doesn't even care anymore. I love y'all, man. Y'all my family for real. So I figured I'd share this with y'all. Go ahead and have a great rest of y'all nights. I will see you guys tomorrow for an upload, another reaction. If you haven't already, go check out my community tab. I dropped a post on there. Go ahead and let me know y'all thoughts on that poll so that I can go ahead and get the video ideas for tomorrow. So I can go ahead and drop that for y'all. But it's been your boy Najee, aka TGU. And I'm out of here, man. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.